Hi there. I was just answering or responding to a comment on an earlier video I did, the one before last. I think it was the longer one, 48 minute one, not 48 hours. And no, I appreciate the commenter and everything, and all the comments. So that I don't have to agree with them. Nobody has to agree with me, and nobody has to agree with the video and all that. Obviously, it's all self-evident. But it just brought to mind again this thing because I mentioned Hall in there, Professor Hall, and then Rahman is the other expert, so-called, or whatever. I don't know if he's an expert. Anyway, he's the other one that the defence paid probably quite a lot of money to, and Professor Hall was probably given a decent amount of money as well. And it does come down to the money actually, because these people are being employed, and they go to that meeting in Southampton in that big pile, that big old house and everything. And so what kind of preparation did they have for that in terms of a pre-meeting meeting with the defence, in terms of strategy? Well, obviously nothing. Because it's what's missing. So if they rock up there and then the prosecution expert witnesses, so-called, bunch of hired guns, basically say, well, yeah, well, these smoking gun cases, these insulin cases, it's definitely exogenous insulin, and obviously somebody's deliberately put them in there, and that's what we're going with. And the two defence expert witnesses, well, Rahman agrees, Hall differs, and as Common Sense Guru sort of pointed out to me, and obviously I agree, deferring isn't the same as agreement, but it's kind of like making yourself absent in a sense. So you're not really it's almost like abstaining in a sense, isn't it, really? I'm not going to say anything against it, and I'm not actively supporting it. Rahman actively supports it. There was a thing in the comment that I was responding to that said, well, there are no insulin experts. Well, clearly there are. Clearly there are in the world. And there are people there are people now that are completely non-medical people could make a better fist in the court of trying to challenge those immunoassays than obviously Rahman and Hall put together. But what they did, they made no effort to try to challenge it. No effort at all, clearly. Well, if you agree and you defer, you've made no effort, have you, really? You've made no effort. They didn't think of any particular set of arguments. And okay, accepting that, they didn't do that. What else could they have done? What else could they have done, knowing the import of those so-called smoking gun cases? Those cases are the tip of the spear that pulls all that other crap along, the milk and the air and the blunt force trauma, pulls all that crap and lies along. And we know it does, because of how the jury responded. And the prosecution know it as well. Everybody knows it. Everybody should know it. Hall and Rahman can't be going in there, so, well, we're trying to help with these other cases, but we're just going to defer and agree with those other ones, and it's all going to be fine. And the defence team, whoever they were in totality, are just going, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Instead of going, shit, we've got nothing. We're doomed. Lucy's doomed. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much Myers ventriloquizes Hall's knowledge on the stand. They don't even get to sit. Jury doesn't even get to see Hall or Rahman. That's how important they are. That's how important they are to the defence. Nobody gets to see them. Just gets Myers ventriloquizing them, or they are ventriloquizing Myers. It's at one remove. They don't get to see the people. They don't get to see the experts. On the other side, they get to see 9 experts. It's doom. It's finished. It's over. It's game over. It's finished. If you haven't got anybody, what kind of mentality was going on in that defence team? You're meant to be trying to defend Lucy Letby there, and you've got nothing and no one to challenge those tip of the spear cases that if they get over the line, everything else follows. And if you don't know that, what the hell are you doing? What the hell are you doing? Why didn't you find someone who could challenge the certainty that those immunoassays meant that exogenous insulin was given. They are out there. We know that. We can see that. They are out there. Why didn't you try and find someone at least? Why didn't Hall and Rahman make it clear to them that, that's what you need? Okay, it's not us. It's not us, but if, and we're going to agree, stroke defer. And defer is as good as agreeing, because it kind of makes you're just not there at all. You're not there at all, actually. It's kind of like abstaining, so you're not going to get in the way of it. And Rahman's going to agree. It's over, totally over for Lucy at that moment. Nothing that Myers could do, however well he did his spiel about what Hall has told him, what Rahman's told him, it's never going to make any difference whatsoever. If you can't fight in court with an appropriate expert those immunoassays, and the idea that someone was out there in that hospital trying to murder babies F and L, trying to do it, not succeeding, but there was someone out there. If the jury believed that, and they did, it pulls all that other stuff along. Because what's to stop it? There's nothing in the way to stop it. As I say, it's the tip of the spear. It's the thing that makes it, almost gives permission for the jury to go, well, okay then. Even the defence aren't doing anything, aren't saying anything about it. They're not pushing back. There's no pushback. There's no pushback again. There's this very weak thing that Myers does about, well, there is that note on there that says you should send it somewhere else. And then Anna Milan says, yeah, it's just advisory. And that's it. That's it. It's no good. All those months of defending and all those masses of wadges of paper, all for nothing, actually. All for nothing, because you didn't realise. But how could you not realise? How could you not realise that having nobody there to challenge those immunoassays and what they meant, and the idea that there's a certainty that someone in that hospital tried to, quote unquote, poison babies with insulin via the TPN bags. All the other stuff you've done is worthless. Everything that Hall's told him means nothing. It goes down the drain. All of it. Yeah, you can make a good attempt at it, but it doesn't do anything. Because you've got this other thing coming at the jury, and they go, yeah. The defence, I'm not hearing anything from the defence that they're saying there isn't somebody. They're not proving or showing that we shouldn't believe that there's somebody deliberately putting insulin in TPM bags. They've not said anything about it. They've kind of agreed with it. They're just kind of saying, well, not our client, not Lucy Letby, maybe somebody else, yeah. And then they've got all this other stuff, all this rubbish that's meant to apply to Lucy Letby with air and milk and embolisms and stuff like that. So even if they even get some doubt about that, even if you can manage that, not directly from Hall or Rahman either, but all through Myers, the jury never see a defence expert. They never see one. I'm not saying this out of frustration to any particular individual or the comment maker. No, but it's just brought it all back. It's at that meeting that it's shown on part 2 of Botched, that posh place where they all meet and they all have a cup of tea and everything, and the Rahm's going, yes, I agree, and Hall's there saying, yes, well, I'll defer to you, Hindmarsh, It's if it was Hindmarsh, I can't remember whoever it was, yeah, it was Hindmarsh, of course it was. Who's also turned out to be something of a dodgy character. So I'll just agree with him or defer to him, and that's it. It's finished. Do you think when they reported back, well, here's a scenario. They do that meeting, and then the defence team call them both up, or they call them, or whatever, and say, how did it go? Well, yeah, it went very well. We just agreed with the... Rahman goes, it's a defence solicitor, whoever it is, managing it. Rings up Rahman and go, well, how did it go? Yes, it went very well. I agreed with the smoking gun cases. Yeah, agreed with that. And the defence solicitor goes, oh, that sounds good. Yeah, Yeah, we're finished then. Yeah, we're finished. Lucy's finished. We might as not do anymore. He doesn't do that. But why wouldn't he do that? Why wouldn't he think that? Why would you not think that? Because it is game over then. And then he rings up Hall. He said, well, how did it go, Professor Hall? I goes, yeah, I just, about the, I said some things about the air embolism, that, there's some problems with believing Dowie Evans's crackpot theories, and some of the trauma stuff, or, the milk and whatever. But I kind of, when it came to the most important sharp end of the attack on Lucy Letby, of the whole raft of lies against her, I kind of just deferred to the prosecution guy, Hindmarsh. Yeah, just deferred to him. So I'm kind of a step back out of this one, And then the defence solicitor goes, "Oh yeah, well that sounds good." So we've got nobody then, have we? We've got nobody and nothing to present to the jury to put a dent in what they're saying, that there is a person out there in the hospital trying to kill babies with insulin. Nothing, have we? And Hall goes, yeah, no, I suppose we haven't really. Rahman goes, no, I suppose we haven't really. And they just carry on blithely, going through the performance of a 10-month defence. Have I got this wrong? Have I got this wrong then? And those two defence experts were so valuable for Lucy Letby. They're not even called. They're not even called. Anyway, I'll leave it there. I'm trying to keep calm for my health, And I appreciate the comment maker, because it kind of brought it to sharper relief again, because I wanted to talk about it very, very specifically. It's game over at that meeting of the experts when they agree and defer and there's nobody else. Okay, I'm not saying if they agreed and deferred that they should have done something different, but then the defence should have had someone else, and Hall and Rahman should have said, look, well, let's say Hall, forget Rahman for a minute because he's bloody agreed with them. Let's say Hall should have gone back to them and said, look, you must know what this means. I must know what it means. I do know what it means. It's game over for Lucy Letby in the court. It doesn't matter what else we say now. It doesn't matter what else I say about air emboli, or milk, or air down the nasogastric tube. None of it matters anymore, because I'm deferring about this insulin stuff, and Rahman's agreed with them. So can I just remind you, defence team, this is Hall speaking, what you should have said: you've got to get someone, and you've got to get someone really quickly. Or you should have had someone before. And but no action, no dynamism, nothing at all. But it's not even about, it shouldn't have been a surprise to them. They shouldn't have gone to that meeting. Those defence two experts shouldn't have been at that meeting with the idea that they're going to defer and or agree. They should have had another person with them, who's the person who's going to be there challenging Hindmarsh, challenging the immunoassays as definitive proof of exogenous insulin, obviously. And that's the massive lacuna. That's the catastrophic disaster, failure of the defence. So would you not think it's some kind of schoolboy error, just ridiculously catastrophic and calamitous for Lucy Letby? At that point, at that node, it's over. It's over, and it cannot be rescued. Nothing can rescue it. Doesn't matter who's on the jury. Can't rescue it. It's finished. And yet they just carried on as though, well, yeah, we can, yeah. You've seen that kind of meme thing, whereas that dog is like a dog at a table cartoon. Everything's going in fire all around it. It's just drinking a cup of tea, confidently saying, this is fine. This is fine. That's what's happening there. They think, oh yeah, this is fine. Yeah, Rahman's agreed. Hall's deferred. We've got nobody else. We're kind of effectively saying, yeah, there isn't at the very least somebody attempting to kill babies there with thing, but it's just not Lucy Letby. That's going to work. That's going to work. That's really, really going to work. The jury are really, really going to believe that, as opposed to going with a visible and extant so-called expert who's turned out to be a nutter anyway, another one at Hindmarsh, who's actually telling the jury, no, it's absolutely proof of it. We're not going to challenge that in any way. That's all the jury see. We haven't got any experts to show them. We won't show them any. We'll keep them in the back and we'll just let Myers say their words effectively, or their arguments. But we'll have the plumber, and there's nothing against the plumber. The plumber is very important in terms of a professional witness, not knocking him at all, and it's right to call him. But if you just call him and then you've got nobody to talk about what the ramifications of the problems with the plumbing is, an expert in pathogens and the diseases that might be caused and how they would affect the babies and cause sepsis, etc. When you've got shit coming through the ceiling and up through the sinks, if you haven't got an expert to deal with that the jury sees and hears, then you're fucked again. Anyway, that's me done. I've got it out of my system anyway. And thank you to the commenter that I'm referring to. And it's nothing personal. This is just how I feel about this particular matter. And it's when it tips over that there's no hope now. There's no hope now at that meeting. When all you've got is someone who will defer and someone who will agree, it's finished, unfortunately, but not forever. Obviously, it's going to be overturned now, but Lucy Letby paid for that. Lucy Letby paid for those catastrophic, bungling. It's beyond that. It's just, how could they not see it and know it while it was happening, that they'd lost it at that point before there was even one day of a trial. It was lost before it started. Absolutely lost from the defence's point of view. Should never have got to trial. We know that. Should never have got to a charge. It's all crap. I might do a video about the Bowen article with Liz Hull, but I might just blow a gasket there, so I might leave it. And anyway, take care. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.